We're finally back on Minecraft, and it's only for a week. Yo ho! What up, mates? It's Omega Dragon, and welcome to the tour of Eron's journey on Minecraft Xbox One Edition. Because, at long last, I have completed the Eron's Journey world in Minecraft, and it has taken me. It should have taken me, if I was continually doing it, 3 weeks to do this whole thing. Or really, maybe even a week. But, in this part only, this is not optional. This is optional video, but it's not going to be an adventuring video. I'm just going to explain what each of these places are and what it is like in the book. Being well, warning really is not a warning for being cautious. I changed the name of a place in my imagination, and you'll see why I used to name it. And now that I knew the meaning of the word, I am actually going to play this on survival, but I'm not going to. Actually, I'm just going to go on creative because the quicker the better. But I'm still going to walk. So I'm going to explain these places, where they are in the book. I'm going to turn the time to day. And I'm still going to enable music. I'm just going to turn the volume down to 10 while I explain, because even though on 10 the music is still this loud, it's on 20% and the sound's on 80%. That's how loud the music is. So, actually I'm going to turn music off so that would help. Actually, down to 10%. That would be even better. So, explaining these places and where they are in the book. I've turned the music down to 10%, by the way, so that I can do the explanations better. First, starting off the explanation on Eron's village. This is in a big part of the book. It starts off as Druko's community, or country. Campus is actually what it's called. Druk's campus. And what all of this is there are supposed to be 10 houses in Eron's village, and how many houses there are in here. There are 4 on each side, along with Harriet's house and Druk's house, which Druk's house got destroyed afterwards because of Druk dying, and Evil Bunny right there. Druk's throne, his belief throne really, this is what it all looks like in the inside. He has the unfair advantage of cooking food, while everyone else actually they can cook food too. It's basically so that they can stay warm. Every inside of these houses are the same: bed, furnace, and the table. And this is the factory. The factory of where they make stuff for Druk, but then they made the tank, which is where this pad is. This is where the tank is made, and where the battle with Druk first commences in the book. And the battle with Druk knocks Druk back into one of these shelves, and this is where the used to be gas container was. And this is just a pad for the tank because it was made after the gas canister got dumped. And this is where the gas gets repelled off of that all the way to, good thing I have creative on, the back of that, and there's snow on it too, all the way back here, and kills the wolves and bears that intrude that somewhat called intrude on. Harriet's house, the inside of her house, is just a bed, a huge table, and a furnace. And Eron's house is this place, really nice looking. inside this is just the same as anyone else's house, but his bed is blue, and just the same furniture and table. And this house is Steve's house, old and crooked, but Steve died first in the book because Druk basically killed him. All the way out of Eron's village, we have all the way behind this village, we have somewhere over here, there it is, Eron's shelter that Brave made him. Brave made him this big of a shelter. This was meant to be vines, but I couldn't make vines that opened and closed. Brave's bed, Eron's bed, and this was meant to be a bag, but I included a button with. The bag was made of sawdust for some odd reason, or just dust. And then all the way to the left, or what was supposed to be to the left of, oh actually, dang. The left of Eron's shelter was meant to be what I called the deity of peace, but now I named it Border of Peace, since I decided that would be a pretty much better name since I knew what deity means now. The Border of Peace has 5 houses, and the big house is meant to be a family place for everyone to eat at, because they always eat at this place to get together and have a good time. Furnaces. These half slabs that are floating are meant to be tables, and that's basically it for the family-friendly place. This took me a really long time making. This took me like around an hour and a half to make. Eron's village took me 4 hours to make, but it was because I destroyed this mountain over here that used to be all the way, using stone block for an example, here was where it used to be, but then I destroyed it, and this is where it is now. I also burnt down the trees so that this village would look as good as it looks now. After that, all the way to the right, what was supposed to be to the right of the shelter, I don't know, I should know where it is. Oh, there's the pit. Dragon's Pit is why I decided to name it. The Dragon's Pit is where Eron goes down. I forgot to say that the Border of Peace and Eron's shelter, Brave makes it for him when it turned into night, and the Border of Peace was when Fallon got into trouble along with her family by what they are known as bandits. And this is the pit, the Dragon's Pit. It didn't take me too long. It took me like 2 hours actually. And Eron goes down to the very bottom, looks up, and the portal opens where Danielle, the nature dragon, comes out and greets him. Now if I can remember where I put the abandoned village, which is next, I'm flying all the way up so that I can see if I can find it. It should be around here somewhere, which I feel like cutting to see if I can find it that way. It has to be around here somewhere. If I accidentally placed it way off, yep, I actually didn't. I'm surprised. I just couldn't find it. The campfire, I forgot to say that part, is just stone in a circle and netherrack to light the fire forever. And basically, in this path, this is where Druk guards the abandoned village, which is way later in the book, which is after the pit. Well, after he leaves the Border of Peace, he goes to the abandoned village and sees Druk and the guards. So he hides in this bush so that nobody sees him, a huge bush. And then when the guards are gone, Eron just goes out, and then from behind these trees, the guards notice Eron, but Eron basically kills the guards so that Druk doesn't notice that Eron's intruding. This is nothing much, because it's not in the book, but I decided to make it The inside of these houses are meant to be beds, no tables, and basically where people eat is they eat inside Druk's fortress, which is inside this conveniently placed trapdoor. Druk was impressed because Gray has taken 20 days to make all of this. And this is where the stairs lead down to the door, and you would see water dripping because I've only placed one set of stone there. Druk goes down all of these stairs, and then he gets impressed when he sees this. Druk's fortress, which from a cinematic view, Druk looks at it from zoomed out all the way over here, and this is just off screen, gets so impressed and says, "How did you make this?" And Gray said it took him 20 days to make, and on the top of the fortress is what I liked making, but Gray has made this also. He says, "I am the ruler," and inside is a purple throne, but not with a bed because I decided to not make a bed since Druk sleeps on this throne. Trapdoors are just where people would alert Druk whenever they see an intruder or whenever they decide to raid. But the inside of the fortress is not as impressive as the outside. Just a bed and a crafting table and a furnace and just a ladder. But basically, this is it. That's all I will have to show you. But the optional stuff that I'll show you guys later, way later because I haven't made them, is the next time I show you this tour, I'll be making chests with iron scraps inside, an abandoned workshop, the huge spike from the second book, and basically the other thing I would show you is the Nether Fortress and the End Fortress. But this tour is now over. Thank you guys so much for enjoying this tour, and it's been an honor actually doing this. It's been really long. Time for me to tell you guys how long it took me to make this whole thing. 13 hours and 8 minutes to make the abandoned village and the fortress. Took me an hour and a half for the abandoned village, so it took me 11 and a half hours to make this. So that's about it. See you guys on maybe hardcore, maybe ultimate one chance, who knows. Bye.